Time for the digital marketing news this week. Let's go ahead and dive into it. I've got some really big stuff this week, a bunch of stories. I'm going to go through them really quick. And then at the end of this, I'm going to be doing a prediction for the future of digital marketing. The main thing big enterprise level clients and prospects are asking me for right now. I think you're going to find it really interesting. I'm also going to invite you to a special event that I can't wait to tell you about. I am wearing glasses today. My eye is almost 100% healed. I had surfer's eye, I had surgery on that. I'm a big surfer, and I just don't want to distract you with it too much, even though it pretty much looks 100%. So anyways, okay, let's go ahead and get into this news. That's why we're here. So first thing, TikTok has been shut down in the United States. What does that mean? It means that you can no longer download it. Oracle and Microsoft and Walmart, they were all in trying to get a deal to buy the US rights. They weren't able to get it done. You can no longer download TikTok. You can keep the current version, but the current version will not be updated at all anymore until a deal is reached. Now, interestingly, Instagram came out with Instagram Reels. Instagram Reels is now a competitor to TikTok. It really changed the Instagram platform. There's a bunch of TikTok-like content in there. And then you also have YouTube, who just came out with its own version of TikTok this week, which is called YouTube Shorts. So now we have YouTube Shorts, which are a competitor to TikTok. It only came out inside of India right now. These are 15-second videos or less, and we are seeing short form video just completely blow up, which is really funny to me because in the past we had Twitter, who had Vine, which I love Vine. I used to mess around on there all the time, and they literally had TikTok, and then they shut it down 110%, which I wish they never had done because I like Vine. Okay, so let's jump into the normal news. We'll get through these 5 or 6 stories, and then at the end I'm going to tell you about this really cool event and the future of digital. YouTube has combined custom, intent, and affinity audiences into one. So they are just custom audiences now. These are audiences for display, discovery, Gmail, YouTube. They're really awesome. I actually use them every single week on ads that I run. Check those out if you don't know what they are. Next thing, Google now supports regional video structured data. What does that mean? Well, before they didn't support this, now they support this idea that if I wanted to take this video, mark it up to say it can only be shown to people in San Diego, then if somebody tried to embed this and it was trying to be played in Germany or LA or Orange County, that would not be possible. So this regions allowed structured data is now valid, and that's a cool little, SEO thing that you can do. Next thing, Google says, don't expect the same rankings after a manual action. So if you were doing really good because you were spamming Google and then you got a penalty and you weren't doing as good, and then the penalty got removed, you're not going to go back up here. You're going to stay right here because you were spamming Google over here. Does that make sense? Well, they came out and they addressed it, and that's the case. Next thing, Google says you don't need keywords in a domain. So before, everybody was always trying to get these big keywords, besthotdogsinsandiego.com, so you could sell the most hot dogs. And now that's not the case, and Google has come out and said, don't do that. I believe much more in a strong brand than a keyword stuffed domain. And in fact, don't get any of these keyword stuffed domains anymore. This isn't 2010. This is 2020, right? Next thing, Google. Okay, so this is big. We put on this whole presentation for our entire company last Friday. It was really great. We showed all this new data from Google about what's going to happen in Q4 and how things have shifted from COVID. I'm going to give you a glimpse into that right now. But what's happened is, because there's such big changes, Google has actually made changes to their product. So Google has added health and safety options to their Google My Business listings. So those are appointment required, mask required, staff wear masks, staff get temperature checked, temperature check required. Those are attributes you can now add to your Google My Business to make consumers feel safe. Google has already added curbside pickup, which, by the way, search traffic is up like 1,000% for that. No contact delivery, dine-in, online care, online appointments, online estimates, online classes. All of these are Google My Business attributes, and there's been a huge shift in consumer worries and demands due to COVID around search traffic, and it's very important you figure out what that is for your business. I mean, keywords are flip-flopping, new terms are coming out. Really interesting. In our new QBRs, quarterly business reviews that are going to be coming out for clients, we're going to be putting that in there. We're also going to be putting a recent industry study that we just completed with 1,000 people on how their consumer demand has shifted going into Q4. It's going to be really great. Next thing, Bing is rolling out a URL inspection tool. The tool allows you to see crawl issues, indexing status, SEO errors, and structured markup. And then also, next, Google boosts visibility of nearby products. So again, this is kind of going back to that study I was talking about. So thanks to a sharp increase in a new acronym that I've never seen before, BOPIS, B-O-P-I-S, buy online, pick up in store, Google is making some changes to online shopping. So for starters, Google will more prominently display the nearby filter under the shopping tab. So this is going to make it easier for people to find products sold locally. And then Google is also rolling out local store cards. It shows a map at the top of the local merchants below, and info about curbside pickup and delivery, and the info card is derived from these new Google My Business attributes. So you got to fill out those attributes so you can get that card. Next thing, last month you couldn't see all of your index pages inside a Google Search Console. That's been fixed. And then Instagram adds captions for IGTV. So captions were available on Facebook for the 466 million visually impaired out there. Now they're also available on Instagram for IGTV. Also, finally, Twitter has rolled out a holiday hub for marketers. And so you can go ahead and check that out. It tells you about all the things that you need to know for holiday marketing. This is a really big time of the year. Get those product launches, get that holiday marketing all aligned. You got to think about Amazon. You got to think about all this different e-commerce changes that are happening out there. Okay, so two things. I'm going to give you a prediction for the future of marketing. First, I want to invite you to a webinar that I'm doing, how to rank #1 in 2021. I'm going to be speaking there. SEM Rush is going to be speaking there. We have Alan Bush, UC San Diego teacher, VP of Strategy here at Ignite Visibility, who's going to be speaking. We also have 3 other people, Nicole Lincoln, Jennifer Cornwell, and also Danny Conlon, who are really, really smart SEO experts here at Ignite. Sign up. How to rank #1 in 2021. It's going to be a really, really great event. Now, my prediction for the future of marketing. Okay. Data modeling. Data modeling is the future, okay? I really, really mean that. So time of day, how are sales pacing? Weekly, how are sales pacing? Monthly, how are sales pacing? What's your visualization into each ad platform? Inside of each ad platform, how are your ads performing? For example, your story ads, right? Your feed ads, your news ads. How is every single ad performing? And how can you break that down from the top level all the way down to the executive level for very, very clear visibility? This data modeling built directly into ad accounts, when done correctly, you can almost look at your marketing dollars as future cash flow and bring certainty to your investment. So that gets me super, super excited. I believe that's the future. Now, one other thing real quick, there's this new movie that came out called The Social Dilemma. Okay, The Social Dilemma is on Netflix. Everybody, please go ahead and watch it. There's been a lot of concern that's come out there that people in digital are, going a little bit too crazy, with what they're doing. And by people, I mean, Google, Facebook, these big areas. What I want to tell you is that they may have, and that's going to be pulled back a little bit. So inside of Europe, they have much more stringent regulations. Inside of the US, they're adding more all the time. But now we have GDPR, we have CCPA, really important things. Make sure you have those set up correctly for your website, and you have ADA compliance. I believe that is going to get tighter and tighter with more and more regulations. But if you can get your data modeling in place now and get into a really good spot, even with these changes that are coming with tighter regulations, mostly on the paid media side, you're going to be in a good spot. That's it for the digital marketing news this week. Like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment. I love chatting with you online. That's why I do these videos. I will see you next week. Goodbye.